Hey y'all, Daniel Aaron here, your guide to vibrant living. And question for you. Are you interested in creating more abundance in your life? And I mean abundance in all regards. It's a feeling of having more than enough love, time, friendship, love, beauty, and financial abundance. Well, I had my first real breakthrough in this realm when I did my training in transformational breath 20 something years ago and came across the Abundance book by John Randolph Price and did that process, and miracles happened. I'll tell you about that another time. Blew me away, totally blew me away. A few years later, I had been living at Esalen Institute, and then I flew across the ocean to live in Spain. I had fallen in love with this amazing woman. We had a great relationship. It was awesome. About a week after we got there, we split up. That part was not awesome. It was like, what happened? It was horrible. Many great lessons there, too. But in the following time, I thought, I've come all this way over here, no point in running home at now. And so I made a decision. I'm going to stick it out. I'm going to stay there. I had never lived out of the U.S. before, and now I've barely lived in the U.S. And my commitment was, I'm going to stay here until I can tell a joke in Spanish and people laugh at the part that I intend them to laugh at. So I enrolled in a Spanish class, and I was living pretty much on my own at that point, and kind of lonely in my Spanish life there. I didn't have friends really, and it was hard to communicate with folks at that point. So anyway, one day I came back it was a Friday, finished the last day of our intensive Spanish class, and I was kind of moping, and I stopped. I just felt homesick, which is, anyway. So I was thinking, what I want? This is so weird, so not like me. I was like, I want to get some Pizza Hut pizza. I don't even like Pizza Hut pizza. I mean, I haven't eaten that kind of food, well, basically since then, at least, regular dairy stuff. And even when I was into pizza, I didn't like Pizza Hut pizza. But I knew that on the other side of the town, Santiago de Compostela, there is a Pizza Hut. And, I guess it reminded me of home. So I just, on a whim, I just walked all the way down there, got to the Pizza Hut, and I was going to get, I think it was like a personal deep dish pizza and, comfort food. and then I looked at it, and it was like $20 for the pizza or something crazy. And I was feeling a little strained in my financial situation then. I didn't have work at that point. I didn't know how I was going to get work, So I sat there in front of Pizza Hut. People are walking by, and I was like, should I get this pizza? Should I not get the pizza? And then I remembered back to what I'd learned in terms of abundance, and thought, you know what, I can't create abundance and invest my thinking into poverty consciousness. So I just said, all right, you know what, I'm going to invest myself, my thought, into abundance, which is, by the way, one of the key aspects of meditation, right? Because part of what meditation does, two of the powerful things. One is it allows us to disconnect pratyahara, as it's known in yoga, from the outside world. And the outside world, for a lot of us, seems stressful. The outside world, for a lot of us, is a reminder of survival and poverty to some degree. It's a grind out there. The other thing about meditation is it allows us to practice choosing our focus. Right now, is there something that you could be upset about? Is there something that you could complain about? Yeah, for sure, right? And right now, is there something that you could be grateful for, that you could be excited about? For sure there is, right? So choosing our focus creates our reality. Anyway, so I, got the pizza, and I was like, I'm going to enjoy this. I'm not going to stand here on the street and eat it. So I walked all the way back to my friend's office. She'd given me the key to her office and said, I could collect mail there. And so I walk into the office, and I put the pizza down, and then I take a bite of it, and I'm like, comfort. And then I, eat a little bit more, and then I look down and I see that, she's put for me my mail there. Can't make this up. So I look, and there's an envelope that doesn't make any sense, kind of a government thing, and I open it up, and it's a check for, I think it was like $980, which to me at the time was a lot of money. And then I'm like, what is it? And I look, and it's from FEMA. And what had happened is when I was living at Esalen, there was El Nino storms, and there was a big landslide that had come through, and my camper van had got walloped by that. And I'd gotten it fixed, and because FEMA was offering help to people who had damage from the storm, I applied for it. I didn't think I'd get it, because this was a camper home, not an actual home. But in any case, they said that, I deserved some help from them, and I got this check. And one last thing I'll share with you. I was talking with a former student client a couple days ago, and she was talking about the abundance manifesto that I created. Right. So what I did is I took the work of John Randolph Price and the language there that wasn't totally vibing for me, and I sort of took it, what's the language I would want, what's the manifesto that I would want, and I created something. I worked on it for a long time. And great little story, this woman told me how when she first encountered it, and it was a requirement on the training that I was leading her through, she said she, halfway through it, she was sitting with some friends at a restaurant, and they looked at it and didn't understand a word of it. It was like, what are you talking about? And now, for her, it's like a year and a half later, she told me how she looks at it now, and it's 100% clear. Just every word makes sense to her, which is actually similar to my experience when I first did John's version of it, even though his is very Christian language. So it's a great lesson for me that as we evolve, so does our understanding. I had great breakthroughs with abundance when I did the first time that abundance program. And, a few years later, when I was in Spain, I had hit sort of another ceiling. And I was tempted to go back into sort of a poverty consciousness. And I'm so grateful for the lessons, for the opportunity that we have now to learn things in a different way. In that moment of, who knows what's actually causing what. What felt to me, though, was that there was something very powerful about choosing the abundance thought. In this case, the lame Pizza Hut pizza, which actually wasn't that good in the end. I think I ate half of it. I was like, oh, I feel sick. Still, the act of it and choosing that moment of abundance felt like an incredible opportunity to me. And so I hope that is useful to you. And of course, if you're interested in going deeper with this kind of stuff, I invite you to check out the link below and join us in our community. And if you're interested in working one-to-one and going deeper, I'm thrilled to offer you a 30 to 60 minute complimentary, no obligation session, consultation, where we can play around and see what might work for you. If you're interested in that, just send me a private message or hit me up on my private cell phone, which is 816-372-8088. Let me know your name and your time zone, and we will schedule something for you soon. All right. Thanks, y'all. May abundance be yours. Ciao.